They hit Tory with the whole 10. Could have been worse, because he was looking at 13. They could have gave him 13 years, but they gave him 10. Man, 10 years is a whole decade. 10 years is nothing to play with. 10 years behind bars in a state prison. It ain't even like he went to the feds where it might be a little bit better. But let's be honest, Tory's gonna do his time in protective custody. However, he's gone. He still went to prison. He's convicted. I highly doubt that Tory Lanez is going to do a whole 10 years though, right? You know how people get let out on good behavior and then released on probation and all this other stuff. Plus, I'm an immigrant. I'm an immigrant. So I've seen what happens when someone from another country gets in trouble in the US. They almost never do the whole 10. What they do is, especially if they're going to deport them back to their home country, what they normally do is they will let them serve like 5, 6 of that 10 years, and then the rest, they'll turn them over to the immigration authorities who will deport them, send them back to their country. So, neither here nor there. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. If you've never been here before, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Click the bell next to the subscribe button so you are notified every time a new video goes up on Hot Topics TV. This is my second channel on YouTube. My first channel is Souflo TV, S-O-U-F-L-O TV. The content over there is completely different, but you could go over there and subscribe as well if you feel like it. A lot of my people from over there are over here as well. Big up to them and thank you for tuning in. Check it out. Let's talk about this whole Tory Lanez situation. I'm going to give you some angles. I got 3 talking points, and I want you to pay attention to my 3 talking points, right? Let's start out with the backlash that Megan Thee Stallion is receiving. So I'm scrolling on social media and whatnot, and I see Megan Thee Stallion getting a lot of backlashes, a lot of people saying, I saw one comment where somebody said, I just removed every song I had on my playlist from this bitch. I don't even want to see her face anymore. I always go to her concerts whenever she come to our city. I'll never do that again. Then another person said, oh, so Megan is a snitch. Okay, got it. I hope the streets remember. Another person said, and these are the comments, right? And it's a whole lot of these comments. In other words, then, the streets are turning its back on Megan. Online, that is. Because let me be honest with you. This whole the streets stuff has gotten a lot of people in trouble, has taken a lot of good people away from us, and this whole the streets stuff, it's not really real. And everybody who goes that route always ends up finding out one way or another that it's not really real. Anyhow, the backlash that Megan is getting is because a lot of people believe that her letter to the judge saying that I have not had not one day of peace. I have not witnessed not one day of peace since Tory Lanez viciously shot me. She went on to explain in her letter to the judge that she wants him to get the maximum penalty. She said that forgiveness is for somebody who is remorseful. And Tory wasn't remorseful. Throughout the whole thing, he was not remorseful. Not once did he say, I'm absolutely sorry, man, I apologize. Because he couldn't, right? Because how could you be saying you're innocent, but at the same time apologizing for something? It wouldn't make sense. So he couldn't apologize, and he couldn't be as remorseful because he was maintaining that he was innocent, which I think backfired on Tory in a large way, and I'm going to explain to you how. But the Megan Thee Stallion getting all this backlash. I tell people this because I seen one comment that stuck out. Somebody said Megan Thee Stallion's career is over. Nobody is going to support her anymore. Lies you tell. Lies you tell. This generation, new generation, is about clout chasing. And that's what they're about. Clout chasing. Let me give you a good example. Tekashi 6ix9ine. Tekashi said, oh, snitches get stitches and found in ditches. Tekashi 6ix9ine went and did all the snitching in the world. And then he came back and he told us that, well, I snitched on people who were doing me wrong, right? And everybody goes, okay, yeah, I get it then. So you're not really a snitch then. You good, because I would have done the same thing. And then one of them, who was his really good friend, came home after doing his time, or he just came home. He did an interview on Vlad TV. And he said, okay, you had beef with all them other people that was doing stuff to you. I wasn't even around them. I'm your mans in them. I am your friend. I was loyal to this dude. I did everything you asked. I was always there when you called, whatever. And you rolled me up and snitched on me as well. He was speaking as Tekashi, right? What did I do? He asked him, what did I do? There was no answer for it. He has not replied, which tells me he snitched on everybody, including people who did nothing to him. Guess what? Tekashi is out here now making more money than he ever made before. He's making more money now and he is more famous, more popular now than he ever was before. So you do the math to that. If you think that this is going to end Megan Thee Stallion's career, if anything, I think this is going to make Megan Thee Stallion bigger than she ever was before. Why? Because she asked the judge to send a message. Not a message to Tory Lanez, a message to the world. A message to all the people who follow Tory Lanez. A message to all the people who called her names, who said she was telling lies, and who still thinks she's telling lies. For a person to get violated like this, and then get up in court and say, that person did it to me, him, right there, and you still look at that person and say, you're a liar, she lying, that hurts. That hurts. So send a clear message, judge, to these men or these people who do this to people, and empower the victims. Empower some people who have been through these type of abuses, who have had to hold it down and stay quiet because they felt like there was going to be no justice for them. Send a message for them that you get a whole lot of time in prison for this. Max his ass out. Basically, that's what Megan Thee Stallion's letter said, and that's why a lot of people who are Tory Lanez fans are hating Megan Thee Stallion. All right. What you don't know is this, right? Obviously, Megan Thee Stallion was not the one that pressed charges on Tory Lanez. I don't know if y'all know that. She is not the one that pressed charges on Tory Lanez. Matter of fact, Megan was trying to keep it 10 toes down in these streets. She was trying to, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm a bitch from the hood, pardon my language, but that's how she was saying it. You know, I'm a hood bitch. That's how she said it. She was like, I'm 10 toes down in these streets, and I wasn't going to snitch, I wasn't going to tell, nothing. Tory Lanez kept on going and going on social media. He switched the narrative until he started doing something that is called defamation of character. You got to understand that all these entertainers have a brand to protect, right? So if their brand is damaged, their careers are damaged and tainted, then those promoters don't come calling anymore. And once you're not booked for any more shows and any more collaborations and whatever because you're damaged, then your money dries up. Then you become a has-been. So Meg was like, yo, chill, chill. I'm not saying anything. Why are you saying so much? Somebody put a battery in Tory Lanez's back, and Tory Lanez kept going and going and going. It came to a point where Megan Thee Stallion had to defend herself. So she got on social media and she clearly said, don't forget, they tried to interview her before. Tell us who shot you. We think you know, but we can't go further because you won't say anything. Up to that point, they had no clue. So Tory wasn't indicted. That day when she got up and got on Instagram and she went live and she was like, okay, I'm going to finish this off then. Since you want to keep going and going and going, yes, yes, Tory Lanez shot me. The DA was watching from California and they went, that's it right there. She just said it. We had a shooting that happened in our vicinity and we're trying to figure out who shot this young lady, but she won't speak. She just admitted it on video that Tory shot her. Boom, they took that as evidence, that Instagram video, and then, let's go get Mr. Daystar Peterson, better known as Tory Lanez, and let's indict him and charge him. The victim implicated him and admitted that that is who shot me. And that's how Tory got charged. If Tory had shut his damn mouth, not say nothing, apologize behind the scenes, he could have said something like, yo, I don't know, man, we got an alcohol problem, or I got an alcohol problem. You know what I mean? I drink so much, and then I don't know if Tory snorts, or if he does pills, or whatever else he does, combined with that alcohol, he blown. I was blown. I don't even remember what happened last night. Some people are telling me I was firing a gun at you and all this other stuff. I'm so sorry. Here's $1 million. Let's keep this out the press. I don't care if you don't ever talk to me again. I still have love for you. I respect you to the fullest. I need help, and I'm going to go get the help. She allowed him. Megan Thee Stallion allowed him enough leeway to be able to do all that, and he didn't. You see what's dangerous? What's dangerous is when you have fans and friends, or so-called friends, that are yes men, that won't even tell you when you're wrong. So they keep throwing that battery in your back, and you keep going and going and going and going. Y'all ever seen that commercial with that Duracell battery bunny? And it just going and going and going? Yeah, you need some people around you that could tell you straight up, hey man, chill. Nah, and I'm not fucking with you if you keep doing that. It's wrong. Stop. Right? Nah. When you got them people that, nah, you right. Yeah, you the man. Yeah, keep going. Say this too. It doesn't work out in your favor. Tory will now learn who his true friends are. Doing a 10-year bid? Some people are faithful for the first year and then they fall off. Next 2-3 years, definitely about 50% will be gone. Fourth year, he's halfway through. Still got the same amount to go. In their mind, he's doing 10 full years. Everybody falls off. You might have your daddy around, and you might have your stepmom and your child around, and your baby moms. That's it, right? Now, this new generation thinks that wrong is right and right is wrong. That's a problem. That's why they're going after Megan Thee Stallion. This is why we find ourselves in a generation where you violate all the rules and all the codes and you get elevated. You do crimes with other people who are criminals. You entrench yourself in a criminal lifestyle. And then when you got caught, your way out is to tell on everybody that you did your crime with. That's snitching. And they do it, and they're accepted after they do it by new generation people. Same thing over here. What part of shooting a gun at somebody? I seen one person said, oh, hell no. She just got brazed on the pinky toe. That man didn't deserve 10 years for that. Yo, if you shoot a gun at me, right, and all you got to hit was my pinky toe, I think your ass should still go to prison. Because I'm sure that wasn't your intention to just shoot my pinky toe. You were trying to shoot me somewhere else. It just happened to be that God protected me and let only my pinky toe get hit. Y'all silly. They think that if you fire a gun at this is new generation. If I fire a gun at somebody, if I hit just their feet, I'll get less time in prison. But if I hit their shoulder or hit them in the chest to where they got to have surgery, or in the stomach, that will be more time. So I'm going to hit them in the feet. No, you shot somebody, period. And you shouldn't have shot somebody. I left a comment on this where I said Tory Lanez is going to prison. My last video from yesterday, I said Tory Lanez is going to prison. Here's why. You are a black man in the United States of America that picked up a gun and you actually shot somebody with it. Not just that you're a black man. Somebody in my comment section says, I don't know why people listen to this guy. He don't know why people listen to me. Because this guy said he never seen a black man pick up a gun and shoot it and not go to prison. I want you to show me one. I want you to show me one guy that picked up a gun, shoots somebody outside of legal self-defense, and he's not going to prison for it. If that's the case, that's a person that was not told on. The law has no idea he did the shooting. Therefore, you're hiding and you're on the run. In Tory Lanez's case, where the victim stands up in court, and for those of you who said Megan didn't go to court, but she in the end, she's not even brave enough to stand on her own words, so she had to write it in a letter because she's lying. This tells me you weren't paying attention. Y'all don't forget the purple suit that she wore. She went to court. She went to court. She stood there. She pointed Tory out in the courtroom. Do you see the guy that shot you, did this to you? Yes. Can you point him out in this courtroom? He's sitting right there. Can you describe what he's wearing? He's wearing a white turtleneck, blah, 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 blah. Just like in the Y&W Melly case when they asked the people on the stand, do you see him in this courtroom? Can you describe what he is wearing? Can you point him out? He's right there. What do you know him as? I know him as Jamel, but everybody called him Melly. Same thing over here. I know him as Tory, but everybody called him Tory Lanez, or I know him as Daystar, or everybody calls him this, whatever, right? She went to court. She pointed his ass out. What more y'all want? That's the defense. Now, let's talk about Tory's defense of alcoholism. So Tory and his team, first of all, I would have never used the lawyer that Tory used. And I want y'all to go do his background research and find out why I'm saying I would never use him, right? Tory's defense of alcoholism, it would have worked. It would have worked with more leniency from the judge at sentencing. But you can't get up there and your defense is saying, Your Honor, this is the sentencing phase. But before you send our client to prison, I want you to take into consideration that he lost his mom when he was 11. Suddenly, he's traumatized from that. He spiraled out of control and he has an alcohol problem. The night when he did this, he was inebriated. He was very drunk. He doesn't even remember half of what happened that night. Ooh, pause. Hold up. The night when he did this, he doesn't even remember half of what happened. Okay, so which one is it? Is it that he did it? Because so far, his defense is that he didn't do it. Is it that he did it, but he was inebriated and alcohol caused him to act out in that manner, so he needs rehab? Or is it that he didn't do it? Because you can't get the benefit of, well, let's send him to rehab. He has alcoholism problem or alcohol abuse problem. Let's send him to rehab. You can't get the benefit of that at sentencing if throughout the whole damn trial you have maintained I didn't do it. It's one or the other. You can either admit that you did it and then say, honestly, I don't even remember half of what happened that night. I was blacking out, in and out of consciousness. I apologize. I'm sorry. When I woke up completely, the people around me told me what I had done incompletely. I remember pieces and parts. I firmly own up to everything. I apologize. You see, if he went in there with that, it would have been better for him. Matter of fact, he wouldn't even have needed a lawyer, right? But he went and got a high-powered lawyer. He spent a whole lot of money just to say I didn't do it when everything points to him doing it. Even the person who got shot was there to stand up and say, you did it. You shot me. I saw you shooting me. Megan said it. She saw him reaching out the window, shooting. People are still confused, but what I realize is a lot of people will prefer to believe a made-up story than to accept the truth, right? And that is her truth. But she is not to be blamed. Megan is not to be blamed. Megan, shooting Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez got 6 years. The other 4 years was for his gun charges. Okay? And that's how he came to 10 years. So, if the gun was legal and registered, and he did not have any prior convictions and was in possession of that gun, and had not discharged that gun publicly, he emptied the clip. He emptied the clip in a residential area. You know how that must have sounded like in the morning, in the early quiet hours of the morning? Bah! 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 Neighbors waking up like, we're not used to any gunshots being fired around here. What is going on? That sounds like gunshots. They start calling the police. Y'all didn't see the video? It was police from everywhere. Woo, woo, woo. The bird, they had a helicopter in the air, everything. That's to show you how out of his mind he probably was. Dance, bitch, dance. Bah! 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 Crazy. Friggin' crazy. So, the third talking point is this. Tory's gonna do some time in prison, right? But bigger than that, he's gonna come up off that money. Yeah, you should have paid her $1 million, and I don't rejoice at any brother's downfall or sister's downfall, because I know this is life, and whatever happens to another person could also happen to me. And I don't want people laughing at me when I'm down and kicking me when I'm down, so I'm not kicking anybody when they're down. But accountability is accountability, and you do stupid stuff and you're gonna have to pay. That's how it goes, right? Okay, civil suit. Tory is going to have to come up off that money. Like I said before, he should have just kept it quiet, paid Megan Thee Stallion about $1 million cash, tell her keep it quiet, I'm sorry, I apologize. If you don't want to mess with me anymore at all, it's okay, I understand, I violated, I'm going to go get me some help, check your ass into some kind of a facility, get you some help, and then, you know what I mean, be on your way. Now, she can sue for distress. Emotional distress, lost wages, slander, defamation of character, all that she can sue for. And because she has a guilty verdict in this trial and he is sentenced, guess what? She gets to put that up in a civil suit. And in a civil suit is going to say, boom, we award her these money for these damages. She clearly said in her letter to the judge she'll never be the same again. She can't even be in the same room with him again. How many victims, after they get away, enjoys being in the same room with the person that victimized them? That's like asking a rape victim to be in the same room all day with their rapist, right? Ain't gonna happen. They're not gonna feel comfortable doing it. So Tory is going to be paying later on. Mark my words. She hasn't done it yet, but it's coming. Did y'all see the Tasha K and Cardi B lawsuit? Okay, that's all I gotta say. You realize that Cardi B got awarded. Cardi B, who has a whole lot of money, whole lot of fame, got awarded from Tasha K, who is a blogger, vlogger, whatever you want to call her. Shout out to Tasha K, by the way. I don't drag nobody. I don't step on people's toes. I just say stuff as it is because it's out there, right? But y'all realize what happened in that case, right? And Tasha K ended up having to pay Cardi B like $3-point-something million. So what do you think is going to happen to Tory Lanez, who has a whole lot of money to pay out? He's going to be hit up and he's going to have to pay. Listen, I know you're a big Tory Lanez fan. I know you still want to believe that he didn't do it. But what's wrong is wrong, my friend. We wish Tory all the best on appeal. We wish, because they're going to appeal his case, we wish him all the best.